Alright, and welcome back. For this, of course, we're talking about the album Remnants of War, which was the follow-up to Burning Star. Like I said in the last video, 3 of the members were replaced by Renee Luna, Robert Trevino, and Jerry Abasca. So, with this new lineup, with, being alongside Larry Berrigan and, James Rivera, they record Remnants of War. Now, here's something very interesting. The album was produced. They ditch Carl Kennedy and end up working with Randy Burns. Now, Randy Burns is definitely a pretty known name when it comes to metal and thrash metal in general, producing albums such as Possess Seven Churches, Dark Angels, Darkness Descends, Death's Scream Bloody Gore, and Megadeth's Peace Sells, But Who's Buying? So, with him under the producer's chair, behind the producer's chair, they record what possibly is their first crown jewel of an album. Sure, Burning Star was a great start, but here they start to show more of what they're capable of, especially James Rivera and Larry Berrigan. Excuse me. So, with that, with this album, starts off with a very intro titled Unidos por Tristata. I'm very poor at my Spanish. If it is Spanish, I might make myself look a fool on camera, but then again, whatever. Alright, so, starts off that with a very kind of keyboard sense. Though eerie, more kind of like something for your horror film, like Dracula or some sort. It definitely starts off like that before it's just used as an intro for the title track, because the minute it goes into Remnants of War, you're in for a treat. Starts off slow, brooding, and heavy, and also providing more James Rivera's very majestic voice before bursting in to a very speedy, sort of thrashy-esque riff. And this is where they really start to show more of their power metal, almost mixing more thrash, speed, and into the sound. This is definitely a great way to start it. But here we get to also Conquest. The way this song starts is very Megadeth sounding, kind of with the drumming and everything. It's almost almost predating like Rust in Peace in a way. It's like Dave Mustaine and David Ellefson heard Remnants of War and literally were then thinking that this is the style that they really should be pursuing more within their career, because there's definitely some Megadeth sort of sounding within Remnants of War. And of course we get to Evil Reign, which is another awesome track off this album. Every bit of it, the progression within each riff, after each riff, killer, killer, killer. Just a awesome song, especially having some very thrashy moments. Destroyer. Now here, this is definitely a song that could have been on Burning Star, but it's done even more refined here. Definitely a more new wave of British heavy metal sounding track. Something very similar to like either Iron Maiden or Judas Priest. Though Judas Priest are not a new wave of British heavy metal band, but their sound were definitely influenced, especially providing on this album and song. Suicidal Nightmare, another really good track, another very speedy track that's also very good. Dark Queen starts off very melodic and more of that twin guitar attack before then. Good track, Face the Wicked One. And, geez, this is another good one as well. Another track that also definitely provides the F word. Yes, profanity definitely. I'll turn that off. Yeah. But again, one of the few songs that definitely uses profanity, but it's only used for one verse or one lyric. So time to get to the last song, which is Angel of Death. Not to be confused with the Slayer song, though the song was released in the same year as Slayer's Angel of Death, 1986. Here, this song starts off very neoclassical, which is definitely something throughout this album, which is something that Helstar would end up really taking on, is kind of that neoclassical-esque, guitar duo, sort of playing. It would become kind of a trait for Helstar. But here, it's definitely used as just a way to start off the song before breaking into a very speedy riff. And this song is very progressive, I may say. Starting off with, again, neoclassical riffing, going to more a very speedy riff, to then, after a certain verse that was sung by James Rivera, it then breaks into a freaking thrashy riff. And this riff can chop heads off. This is just a killer riff, and every time it hits the chorus, it always breaks into something thrashy. This is a song that just goes in each different direction, most of it, and definitely kind of similar with most of the album. Each song will go on into a different direction than the other. Just a really killer album, and a great way to end it as well. This is just a very much a step up from Burning Star, and at times even just better than Burning Star. This is where they really started to show more of what they are capable of. Another interesting note about this album is it was released in August of 1986, and of course in my 30-year anniversary milestone video for this USPM month, I definitely say that this is one of the albums that will turn 30 this year, and definitely on August. So definitely an achievement on that, and it's an album that even to this day can grab a person by the jugular. Just a great album. But after this, both Jerry Abasca, Robert Trevino, and Renee Luna would end up all leaving the band. Yes, definitely during Helstar's career, they definitely had an inconsistency of band members. So, where does this leave Helstar? We'll see. Time to get to the next album. But before that, I want to know if you've heard Remnants of War. What are your thoughts? If you have any thoughts, post your comments down below. So, this is Heavy Thrasher saying I am out. And it's time to get to the next album. So on the other side. Later. I meant to say other side, but whatever.